Hey guys, a little bit unusual today video-wise. I'm going to show you just really one problem and some things on the calculator, and try your best to get as much as you can from this. It's not a bad thing, but it's just some calculator steps you got to know, and this is the best way I can do this, is to show you calculator steps. So I'm kind of pulling stuff up right now as I'm talking to you, so a little bit of patience please, and we'll be fine. Okay, what the title is finding models. We're going to find models of cubic models or quartic models or quadratic models that fit sets of data. So that's where we're going. So I'm going to do that with you, showing you one example and show you the calculator steps so you'll have them with you all the time. Anytime you need to go back and review this video, you can see the calculator steps, and that should be enough to help you, I hope. And we'll work on it in class tomorrow, obviously. So here we go, finding models. This is the goal of the U.S. automakers, is to meet the CAFE standard of 35.5, that should say miles per gallon, by 2022. Adjusted industry fuel economy levels reached in various years from 2000 to 2010, actually went to 2016, and future CAFE standards are listed below. That's the list down here. Part A, model the data with a quadratic function, a cubic function, and a quartic function. Use the coefficient of determination r squared to decide which function is the best fit. Part B, graph the function with a scatter plot. And then C, use the answer to part A, your equation, to determine the number of miles per gallon in 2021. Okay, so first thing you need to do is on your calculator go to Stat and Edit. Notice it says Edit and Edit. So I'm going to hit Enter right there. And what I went ahead and did is I've already entered those just to make the video not last for 25 minutes. I went ahead and put the numbers in there. So put the numbers into L1 and L2 into your calculator. Once you do that, we're going to go to Stat. Again, everything's in Stat. We're going to go to Stat, and we're going to go to Calc on the top. And when you go to Calc, it gives you all these options. And if you start at number 4 is LinReg, which we did that earlier with linear data, finding scatter plots or linear equations. We actually did that first semester. But now we can do stuff that has curved data, like quadratics or cubic or quartic. That's what those are our big three today right there. And if you notice in part A over here, it says find a quadratic, a cubic, and a quartic. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to hit number 5 first. When I hit number 5, it asks you what your X list and Y list was, which is L1, L2. We're good there. Don't worry about the rest of it. Go to Calculate, and this is what comes up. It gives you an equation on the top, and it tells you what to put in for A, what to put in for B, what to put in for C. But here's what we want to know, what the R squared is. R squared is called the coefficient of determination, R squared. The closer the R squared is to 1, the better the fit. So that R squared is 0.976. I'm going to kind of remember that. So I'm going to go back to Stat again, Calc. This time I'm going to choose the cubic one. So I'm going to choose number 6. All that stuff is good. Go to Calculate, hit Enter, and this time I get 0.9769. So that's a little bit better, a little bit higher, I think, than the first one. So cubic's looking better right now. So go back to Stat again. Go to Calc. We got one more. We got to check the quartic. So I'm going to do this time to hit number 7. Again, that stuff is all good. Hit Calculate, and it says 0.9822 is my R squared. That is the best. That's the closest one to 1, which means quartic is my best model. So if you notice, it tells me up here exactly how to write all that. A, x4, B, x cubed, C, x squared, D, x1, E is a constant. So what I did is I copied that down. If you look down here on the right-hand side, there's my quartic equation. I copied all those numbers down. That's my line, not my line. That's my quartic function of best fit. It's the best fit one I've got. All right, so what you can do once you do that is to do part. If you look back up here, part B says graph the function with the scatter plot. So to get the scatter plot, if you forgot how we did that, we did this on the calculator. We went to second stat plot, hit number 1 and turn it on. Scatter plot is the first one on there. And it's going to ask you your L1, L2. You get to pick what kind of mark you want, which is, that's good. That's how we did that a long time ago. It's been a while, hopefully you remember. And to graph it, you don't do zoom 6, you go zoom 9. So I'm going zoom 9, and there's my scatter plot. All right, right there. So there it is. And if you think about it, well, there's my scatter plot. So that's good. Now go to y equals. And what I've done on y equals here is I've actually punched in all of that function that you just saw. So what I'm going to try to do is try to graph both of them at the same time, graph the scatter plot and that function. So I'm going to do zoom 9 again from there. And it's not showing up. Maybe if I just hit graph, let's try graph. Okay, a little bit embarrassing here. So I'm going to figure that out anyway before you come into class tomorrow. That's kind of said. If I figure it out real quickly, I'll go back and add it to this video, try to. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. And the main point of tomorrow is to get that equation. And once we have that equation that we have down here written on the bottom, it is the best fit. The only reason for graphing both of those was to show you how good of a fit it was. So I'm sorry about that. Look at part C. Part C says use the answer to determine the number of miles per gallon in 2021. And because 2021 is my L1 or my X list, it's going to sound crazy, but to figure it out, I'm just going to put 2021 into all my X's down here and work it out. Or you could go back and hit table like we did last week on the calculator and find 2021 in your table. That will work also. All right, so looks good. Hope that was okay. I know it's kind of an unusual video today. It's all calculator steps. So I wanted to do the video of the calculator instead of just showing you, so you'll have it with you and you can look at it if you need to later. So hope that made some sense. I'll see you in class tomorrow.